do you start, you know? I think it's time to make a change in what we're doing. Evolve. Not a radical change or anything like that, just reset. Yeah, there we go. That's a good word being used a lot today. Yeah, that's what we need. So, the practicality of knowing and having a relationship with God in this world that we live in seems to be a matter of confusion for a lot of people. If God's so good, why does the world suck so freaking hard? You know, you got to ask yourself that question every now and then. And if you don't have an answer that makes sense, then it's hard for you to make sense of anything. And that's where we're at today, you know, the world's a ball of confusion. We ain't going to get sued for that or nothing.
Yeah, I won't use it.
Yeah. But that's what it is. But that's what it is, you know. That's where we're living. And when we started this, why did we start it? It's because it needed to happen. And it was about the same time that 10 million people were gravitating towards doing the same thing with In the Wind that we were doing with In the Wind. That's what I call a move of God. That's when the Holy Spirit's moving on people and they're not being led or directed or anything but other than by their hearts. So they're really being led by God. And that's who she is to us.
By the Spirit.
By the Spirit. And
that was the whole idea, if you think about it, of In the Wind to begin with.
Exactly. John 3:8.
Follow the Spirit.
Yep. And so is everyone who is born of the Spirit. Yeah, that's what the man said. That's who's left with us. Your history with the Holy Spirit goes back way deeper than you probably realize, but if you stop and think about it for a few minutes, there's those few things that happened that just told you there was more to all of this than you. And somebody was watching out for you. You know that. Simple things like, take that with you into the next room. I don't need that. You know, how many times this happened to you? You was going to grab something and take it into the next room, and when you got there, you realized you needed it. Divine intervention, you can call it if you like, you know. There's supernatural, the natural, and all the other naturals in between, you know, as we wake up and realize that there's more to this than even us. Or your mama just trying to make your life a little easier. You know, you can call it Mother Nature, you can call Mother Goddess, call her what Jesus called her in the Gnostic Gospels, you know, our earthly mother. And that's who she is. That's
the Hebrew word was Ima.
Yeah.
Ima.
But, you know, okay, so believer in all of this, it makes perfect sense to me. Basically, if it don't line up with your heart, then it can't be right. But you awaken. There comes to a point where you're awakened more, become more sensitive to it or something, and it really starts to click and make sense, and you realize, and
you're listening to it better.
Yeah.
You actually heard the guidance, and you didn't blaspheme against that guidance.
It's recognizing the Spirit for who she is, with the appreciation, the gratitude for who she is and what she's done in our lives, and the fact that we are interwoven into her into us. It makes real sense. If we accept the Holy Spirit and God's living with us, and Jesus said that Him and the Father would come and make their abode with us, isn't that all three parts of what we believe is the Godhead? So we ought to be more than that, right? Than we are right now. Yeah, I think.
If the Godhead is understood as Father, Mother, and Son.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, who else could it be? We're made in His image, so there had to be a feminine aspect to God, and it can't be found in the Father or the Son. It has to be found in the Mother. If you believe Yahweh was Jesus' daddy, then I'm so glad He's more like His mama.